Hi guys, it's Carcer coming back for another few games of Battlefleet Gothic Armada 2. Exciting times at the moment because we've just had the leaderboards reset and we're now into Season 4. And there's also a free weekend on in Steam, so I'm sure we'll be seeing lots of new faces. Even seems like the 2v2 scene is back up and running again, so I urge anyone listening to go and have a go at that. So first up we're going to be playing the Necrons, fielded by Taifu Dragon. Don't recognise him, so I suspect he might be a newer player. So just looking at the map here, got a couple of points down near to our deployment zone, a couple of points near to the enemy, and then one over to the left, pretty much slap bang in the centre between the two. So we're going to be grabbing these two near points, and then I'm going to focus my main fleet on the left hand side, just to either block that with my main fleet or take it with my main fleet, depends what he ends up doing. Got a decent group of escorts over on the left flank, so they can move up if I have to move the main fleet over to the right, near to the centre of the map to engage. Over on the right hand side, I've got a small group of escorts. They're going to capture that first point and then make their way up via the gas clouds in the centre and back cap the far right hand point next to the enemy's deployment zone. So you can see quite a few ships. Not totally sure what their fleet comp is yet. If it is a new player, then all bets are off. They could have just made whatever random mad shit tickled their fancy, so best do some scouting, I think. Okay, so I can see they've got at least one light cruiser. There's definitely more. Yeah, something just popped out of the gas cloud there. I've got the fleet in reloads, just going to try and get them boosted up the map quickly. As I say, I want to block off that left-hand point in the centre of the map there, and just make sure that that gets captured by me. So ideally, I'd like to herd the enemy players towards the centre.
The enemy has seized a strategic area.
Move that junk!
So his light cruiser just sat in the point. He's not in silent running, which I suspect is probably my new opponent's showing a lack of experience. Again, another two light cruisers also not in silent running. Just going to target the engines on those, just to mitigate their ability to kite and escape from me. Because I am playing Necrons, I've changed up my usual kit and I've gone for a plasma bomb and a beacon. The beacon is specifically for those fleets where they use a lot of light cruisers, or at least they use a light cruiser for the admiral ship. Which can be quite annoying, especially if they're using lightning link. You get that pulled on you when you're not expecting it, especially after you've just boosted and you've got no way of escaping. Not much fun. So yeah, the enemy's not using any stances at all. It's a bit unfortunate. So I'm just going to move up squad of fighters. I've got the beacon coming in as well, so that will keep them spotted in a second. I'm going to concentrate on that. Is it a cruiser or a battle cruiser? So the board goes off on the light cruiser. Okay, that's the other two light cruisers which is locked up next to me, so I'll pop a plasma bomb down, try and catch them. I think I mistimed it though, didn't get out in time. Yeah, completely botched that one. But no issue. So, and there we go, and there's the pair. tries to be the flagship. Fires off a lightning orb, arc, whatever it's called, lightning ball. And passes through the fleet. I think it would have been better if he managed to get, because I've got my my battleships kind of going nose to tail. If he'd managed to jump his care in front of that column and then fire the lightning ball down the line, he could have done some pretty sweet damage there. So there goes the cruiser. Yeah, cruiser. Saitara. Okay, it's popped the rally there. Bit of a damage deck on the middle battleship there. I've got that paired now. Getting back into lock-on to get those crits. So just going to keep putting the boarding actions onto the light cruisers and then just focus the mega cannons on the care and just get them taken care of. Meanwhile, the right-hand group of escorts is going for the rear point, and the left-hand group of escorts is moving up to lend a hand. Just to wait the disposing of the enemy fleet. And that's that.
We came, we saw, we wrecked it.
So that was a fairly sedate start to the evening's games.
Boss, we smashed stuff on the enemy ship.
Let's see, yep, level 1. So that was probably the second or third game in the well, with the Necrons at least. So I think he did pretty well considering. Hopefully he sticks around. I do feel kind of bad about just noob stomping, but brand new players. But I figure there'll be enough new players knocking about at the same time that they'll probably get most of their games against them anyway. So just queued up for another one. So I haven't noticed if there's any patch notes being released. I don't know if they've repatched. I think they've just reset the leaderboards. I mean, normally there's I think normally they do the reset at the same time as a patch, but guess not in this case. Thought I'd be taking slightly less time to get a match. Oh, here we go. Got something. I should point out that these games were actually recorded very late on Friday night, so it was probably quite a bit out of prime time. So the wait times you're seeing are probably quite a bit longer than they would normally be. Bulbous, okay. Bulbous, that's a guy I normally see flying Dark Eldar, I think. And this time he's elected to go for Startes. Give him a hiya, hello, yeah. Nice to see you. So for equipment we're going to switch back to, not Nova Cannon, to Tractor Cannon, and we'll also be taking a Stasis Bomb. If it's going to be a strike cruiser fleet, the combo of the Stasis and Tractor is fantastic just for catching them, because it can be a bit annoying if they do hit and runs. Just, you know, nip in, get off a load of boarding actions and onto the chapters, and boarding torpedoes and strike craft or whatever the hell else, and then they can piss off before you can really do any damage to them. It's got that all-round 85 armor, which yeah, can be a bit of a pest. as orcs, you really don't have much in the way of anti-armor options. I mean, there's no skill for armor-piercing ammo like some of the other factions get. You've got very, very limited lances. I mean, like the zaps are not great. Good range, but they can be upgraded to have decent utility usually. But I don't know. I did a lot of experimentation with using the zap heavy fleets, and they really weren't worth it. I mean, it took ages to even take down Eldar, craft-rolled Eldar fleets. So, Bulbous has got a battle barge and 2 light cruisers that I can see. Everything else is either hiding or it is in silent running. So
You have seen
it could be one of those fucking annoying fleets where he's got a bunch of light cruisers.
the enemy has seized a strategic
And
area.
he's just going to stealth about the map and cap. Although I've got a pretty nice triangle down here in the centre. I've got 3 points, nicely tightly packed together. So he's going to have a hard time playing the cap game on this map. So I've kept my 2 groups of escorts back. They're currently hidden, so I've got one down in the asteroid field in the bottom right, and I've got one down in the gas cloud in the bottom left. They're just going to hang out there until I've engaged, well, figured out exactly what they've got. I don't want my escorts flying up to capture points, only to then
The
run
enemy
into
has
a
seized a
gang
strategic
of
area.
enemy light cruisers getting wrecked.
Ready.
So, still not seeing anything else. The centre points are not being captured yet. The 2 light cruisers that I spotted at the start have captured the right hand point and are presumably now moving towards the centre of the map.
Yeah.
Looks like my 2 cruisers are going to get caught in a stasis bubble.
Enemy ship sighted.
Which, to be honest, isn't going to be a huge deal. Oh, and it looks like he's got a shitload of frigates.
Ox is best.
Sitting in the gas cloud on lock on. They're actually doing pretty decent damage. I've seen this quite a bit actually. Gangs of lance armed escorts. Both from Chaos and from Imperial factions. So I'm just going to wait till he's on the edge and I'll just drag him back and that'll get him nice and stuck in the bowl. So we did have a mutiny on one of my cruisers. Got to rally off. Stay right there, get a bit of fire. Those frigates are making a run for it. My left hand group of escorts I'm moving up because that left hand point is completely uncontested. So let's grab that.
We saw. We wrecked it. Full speed.
Battle barge is trying to break line of sight, but unfortunately for him, I've got my red button up. So yeah, he's not going anywhere. I did just lose a cruiser, it was in very low health, but he just took a nasty volley from the nasty volley from the battle barge on the other cruiser. So that's both my cruisers done. That's 30 seconds left until the rally is available again. I'm not sure if I'll catch the cruiser in time, possibly. But between the 3 battle barges, should have more than enough firepower to take down this enemy battle barge. So I'm now deciding to move up my right hand group of escorts as well, get down to capping. It's by no, I mean it does look like I've probably got this in the bag, but it's by no means certain yet. Because who knows what could happen with orc morale being what it is. Yeah, That was a bit of a disappointing character. Again, with the Space Marine escorts, they also have the all-round 85 armor, so to be honest, ramming is not so great with them, especially as well since they don't suffer from morale. Unlike me, there goes my flagship, he's just broken. So I actually popped a rally and then immediately a morale broken again, so presumably the battle barge had a Colexus assassin. But I've still got all of my escorts intact, along with 2 battleships. And, I guess my cruiser did get rallied.
The enemy
So
has
he's just chilling at the moment.
25% of strategic points.
I've got a fire on one of my battleships. I don't actually have a repair or rally ready, and he's pretty low morale, so that could be a problem. But, oh, there's a very timely engine damage result on that strike cruiser, light cruiser even. Execute. Oh shit, get out of there. Okay, so I think, yeah, I'm gonna get out of this, out of the range of that exploding ship, so I'm not going to take any damage from it. And that light cruiser is done for.
You have seized a strategic
So at this point, we have got all but one of the capture points, and pretty sure the enemy's just down to a handful of frigates and 1 light cruiser. So we should kill him in short order. He's trying to evade me, so I managed to get a boarding action off on him. So it's 6 stacks, which actually won't be enough to get him out of green, I don't think, unless, well, I suppose maybe with some crits it will. And there goes another one of my battleships. I've just taken a big morale hit on my 1 remaining battleship, who's also down to, he's lost his deck. So if he breaks again, he's done for.
We stumped the enemy ship.
You have seized a strategic area.
So I think it's about time to get the escorts in.
Enemy ship side.
They should spot the light cruiser, and between them and my terror, who I just remembered exists,
Enemy ship sighted.
I should be able to take him out, no problem.
Ox is best.
Right, so let's boost up these escorts here. They do actually have fantastic DPM, these Ravagers. God, I forget if the Ravagers are on slots. No, I think they're on slots. And there's the GG from Bulbous. Yeah, there's that. I think, to be honest, he could potentially have won that if he kept going. I mean, if he managed to break that one last battleship, just kited him a little bit, it wouldn't have taken much more to get rid of my last cruiser. And then, you know, with his superior maneuverability due to the, you know, the ability to run silent with his escorts, he probably could have outcapped me. I didn't quite see how many points I was ahead by at the end there, though, so it might well have been insurmountable, I'm not sure. Sorry, it's a wee slug of coffee there. Okay, looks like we're back into another game. Waiting, still waiting. Oh, nothing. Oh, that's a shame. Well, I would like to get one more game in, so I'll just queue up again. Hopefully it won't take too long. Whoa, boom, straight in. Great. Hope we're not returning to the bad old days of disconnects and server instability. I did have one of those games the other day where you had stasis bomb circles not showing properly and ships kind of jumping and juddering around the map. I haven't seen that for a while. It's March Dot, who's going to be flying Dark Eldar. Oh good, Dark Eldar. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Okay, so in this instance we just have to pray for a non-shitty map. Okay, that's not too bad actually. Actually got 4 points that are pretty nearby. So I think the way to play this is I'm going to ignore the 2 points on the right hand side of the map completely and just go for that left hand triangle. Just get them captured and then circle the wagons and hope that he fucks up. I'll keep this group of escorts down here and have them pointed at this rear point because I know for a fact he's going to try and backcap me. And then if I have to chase down with my battleships towards my deployment zone, then I can use those escorts to set up a scanner pulse and reveal his ships. It's the kind of thing I wish I had a brute for, but they're just a little bit too expensive. Plus the 200 hit points is not the best.
Move that junk!
Okay, so it's going to cruise out.
Full speed! Faster, you grunts!
Boosting. So we'll capture that first point quite quickly. I think I'll start moving my 2 cruisers over to the left-hand point. I'll keep my battleships going up to the top right point of the triangle, and then if needs be, I can redirect them to intercept if a lot of enemy ships turn up to try and kill my cruisers. Which is often what they do. I'll usually send my cruisers or battle cruisers off on their own to capture the point. It's pretty good bait. I mean, they're resilient enough that they can usually survive until the battleships get there.
The enemy has seized a strategic area.
So I'm just going to put a squad of fighters onto my battleship group to intercept any impalers which come their way. Because it seems that every single Dark Eldar fleet is using impaler bays ever since they got buffed. Oh, speak of the devil. So it looks like we've got 1 battleship over here and 1 battleship at the top right point. Yep, just a lone battleship on his own. Okay, so he allows me to ram him. And cocks up his boost somehow. So he's done for. That's between those 3 escorts and the 2 cruisers, they're going to make absolute mincemeat out of this battleship, who's not going to be able to do stealth because I'm going to keep him spotted via the scanner pulses or just proximity. He's not even trying to get away, he's just sort of sticking in close. Absolutely bizarre.
We stopped the enemy ship!
So we've got another battleship who's heading down towards my first captured point. So we're just going to quickly grab this top right one with the battleship group. I guess that other one just flew off the map.
You have seized a strategic area.
So I'm going to start getting my battleships turned round and moving my cruiser fleet back. And yep, okay, so there's the enemy battleship who's now back having my rear point. But he...
Oxy's best.
I think he might have shot himself in the foot a little bit.
The enemy has seized a
Okay, that
strategic
impaler group was
area.
dealt with. Got a small impaler group coming in. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to make it to them with the fighter squadron before the impalers. Oh no, he's recalled. Okay. And set another group out there. Stop those impalers. So those impalers, it looks like the enemy battleship who captured my near point here has actually moved over to the left, which is not going to go well for him. He's now completely penned himself in. Yep, there he is, still sat by the cap. So he's now going to get obliterated. I'll just pop a beacon over there as well, just to make sure I keep visual on him. And then once the cooldown's up on my big red buttons for battleships, I'll be able to boost them in and start tracking him. And I'll just keep the escorts harrying him as well. My little cruiser and escort squadron there can capture the near point next to my deployment zone. I do still have my battleships on reload. I think I probably will want to get one more boost in before I fully engage this guy to finish him off. Looks like a cruiser. Don't see many Dark Eldar cruisers. Seems like it's just battleships and escorts. That's it. Yeah. So enemy battleships getting shredded. I am now in lock on with my own group of dreadnoughts. So yeah, he's really got no chance of re-stealthing. Unless he kills all of my escorts.
Strategic points. The enemy has accumulated 25%
Snack him.
strategic points.
Enemy. Trying to disengage. Okay, second battleship down. So I haven't seen any scanner pulses or escorts. So I'm guessing yeah, it's just going to be what? Yep. I guess maybe 3 battleships plus that one cruiser. Something else over the left there. Yeah. Yep, another battleship for the flag.
Full speed.
So managed to get 4 stacks of fighters onto that cruiser. They'll take care of any impalers that he's got left, and then continue doing damage to him.
You want us over there?
So I will continue chasing the battleships, but all I've really got to do is just sit on these points now to win the game. Man, those fighter bombs are making short work of that cruiser.
You have accumulated 50% of strategic
So I did just
points.
lose 1 escort, but it's not really a big deal.
Hit the red button.
And there's the GG from Marched Out as well.
You got it, boss.
That's that. Okay, so that was a pretty good start to the season 4. Hopefully we've seen a lot of new faces and maybe some old ones on the ladder in the next couple of days. And yeah, see you in the next one.